What's up, guys? So this video is technically like 3 days late in being posted. It's also 3 days late, well, more than 3 days late in being filmed, but I literally pushed it all the way to the end of June getting content into review, and you'll find out exactly why in a little bit. But let's just get started with the list that I got. So the first thing that I completed in the month of June was a web series that I've actually been watching for a few years now, but at the end of each season, it never really felt like it was time to talk about it. Now it feels like it's time to talk about it, and that series is The Attic. The Attic is a modern adaptation of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. For the most part, I like the way that they took things, but there were a few things, the number one thing being the fact that we get introduced to the man that Jo ends up with, Frederick Bear, but we don't actually get to see that storyline played out. I mean, he pushes her like a tiny bit on writing in the way that they presented it, but I don't think it was significant enough to where if you weren't actually going to fulfill the storyline, it wasn't worth introducing the character. Other than that, I enjoyed watching it from beginning to end. The actress who was playing Jo was amazing, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Moving on. I watched the second season of 13 Reasons Why. I have mixed emotions about it because the reason why I chose to watch the second season was because I was curious as to how they were going to take a series that was based on a book, and they'd already gone through the content of the book, like how they were going to push it forward. And so the direction that they take it in is all about the aftermath of those particular students who were on the tapes dealing with Hannah's suicide. And you also get to see how Hannah's parents are dealing with it, and the fact that they go to court and they're trying to sue the school. Like other TV series that I finally finished watching Olive Reign. I watched it when it was like actively on the CW, except for the final season. The final season, I was just so busy I didn't get around to watching it. And so I finally got around to watching the 4th season, and it was a nice conclusion to the storyline that we got for Mary Queen of Scots. Now, how historically accurate it is, I have absolutely no idea. But it was a cool way to see the characters that they had built and developed and brought us. I think it was a nice ending, as nice as endings could be. So we're gonna move on to the list of movies. I saw Solo, A Star Wars Story. I really enjoyed it. Han Solo is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, and it was really cool getting to see a unjaded version of Han Solo, and to an extent getting to see how the process of him becoming jaded started, and getting to see like his relationship with Lando Calrissian. Like that was a cool thing. Like the writers did a good job of making sure like the important plot points that we are introduced to in Star Wars when we have Han Solo, we're getting to see how those things actually played out and went through, and I loved it. And especially getting to see how he met Chewie. Oh my gosh, that was really great. And I strongly recommend going to see Solo if you can. Not many people are expecting it to be an enjoyable experience, but it's an enjoyable experience. Go check it out. Another movie that I watched was Netflix's Set It Up, which honestly matches the classic rom-com. It's not like a cheesy kind of rom-com that most of what's been released lately. Like, I mean, it's cheesy, but it's cheesy because it's a rom-com and it's in its like classic essence, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. Anyways, it's hilarious. Alright, so the next film that I saw was Tag. Holy crap. You want to talk about an enjoyable, funny film? This movie. It's so funny. Tag is about a group of friends who've been playing the same game of tag for 30 years, and it was inspired by a true story. In the credits, they show you video clips of this group of friends that they pulled this idea from. They give you a picture of this group of friends that this was inspired from, and they show you video clips of like all these different things, and you get to see like where they pulled like different moments in when they were trying to tag somebody else, like where they pulled that from. And the last movie that I saw last month was Ocean's 8. Now, I have never seen any of the Ocean's movies. I would love to. It's like on my list of movies to see, but for whatever reason Netflix doesn't have them and I don't have another way to look at it. But I enjoyed Ocean's 8. It was really nice to see a cast of strong women and them just kind of really killing the heist deal. But overall, I enjoyed the experience of seeing Ocean's 8. So the last thing that we obviously have to talk about is books. I read 2 books. I finished the Darkest Minds trilogy, so I read Never Fade and In the Afterlight. And it was, the reason why this video is late in getting made and put up is because of In the Afterlight, because I was working really hard to finish it in June. I enjoyed the series. It didn't necessarily hit me until I was listening to the 3rd book that the entire trilogy really kind of highlights and focuses on how it is that we talk to ourselves and what it is that we think of ourselves, because Ruby, our main character, that's her superpower, is mental manipulation. Honestly, like the craziest and like most toxic way we can mentally manipulate somebody is mentally manipulating ourselves. And so that was a really interesting point. The actual like experience of the novel, I recommend doing the whole trilogy. That's all that I read, watched, and enjoyed for the month of June. If you have any suggestions of movies, books, TV shows, any kind of media experience that you think I should have, leave that in the comments below. I would love to dive into something, and maybe it would be something that I would not normally dive into. So that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. I will see you next video. Bye.